Well, hello. Welcome back to Journal Mojo. My name is Kate, and today it is time to get set up for a whole new brand week in my Hobonichi Cousin Avec. So let's go ahead and dive right in. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. I am getting ready for a brand new week, basically. I'm ready. I'm excited. It should be fun. We're trying something a little bit different in case you haven't noticed. So if you're new, welcome to my experimentation. But basically, the first thing that I'm gonna do is cover up this little calendar that's right in the top bit of the page. I don't really like to see it while I am going through my week, and so I'm gonna cover it up with one of these washi stickers. They're from these little sticker pads. They're great. I'll have links to everything down in the description box as much as I can. And yeah, this one I really like. It's fitting in with my theme. It's very fall appropriate. It also has a bus on there, which I particularly love because I live in a bus, and this is the best season for that, basically. You know, we can open the windows and let everything get fresh and delightful, basically, because, you know, in a small space, this is something I think they don't really talk about very frequently when it comes to tiny homes or, you know, small living spaces and stuff like that. But when you've got multiple people in a small space and a dog, it gets a little funky a little faster than you would think it would. So like cooking smells kind of linger. Finn is just a stinky dog sometimes, and you know, it just gets a little weird. So the summer is really, really difficult for us because it is so hot. It is actually kind of like lava-y inside. And so now is the season where we can really open up the windows and, you know, just get some fresh air circulating through our living space, which is great. So I'm going in to do a little bit of my no spend tracker. I'm still doing my no spend. It's been up and down. It's been a little hit or miss. I'm also going to go ahead and pop in my trackers and the different things that I am keeping track of, basically, for this week. And so while this is going on, I did want to talk a little bit about, like, the idea of bombing. Not bombing like bombing. The idea of bombing is in, like, oh, you've tried something and it has failed so hard. That kind of bombing. So a few weeks ago, I put up a video that just did horribly. It had like nobody watched it, basically, which is fine. That's totally cool. But it made me realize that, like, that didn't bother me at all. It was just like, oh, okay, you know, you win some, you lose some, you try new things. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't work. That's totally cool. You just kind of add it into your body of research, I guess, for the different things that you're trying. And I was like, why didn't that bother me? Because a few years ago, that would have just messed with my whole sense of self. Like, all of my confidence, it would have just been a really big issue. But I realized this is something that the library was really, really good for. So I was a children's librarian, specifically, for a number of years. And I worked in a public library. I worked in a couple of different public libraries. But you know, there is no harsher critic than a preschooler. Like, they are brutal. Like, little kids can be, and they don't necessarily mean to be mean. They're just brutal. And so I did a number of programs that just sank. Nobody was on board with what I was doing. And there is really nothing worse than sitting in the storytime room with this whole program that you have prepared from scratch, right? So it's songs, it's dances, it's activities, it's all of the books, it's all of the transitions, it's all of the stretches, it's all of the games that you're playing with the kids. Like, there's a lot that goes into library programs. And you've taken all of this time to prepare your whole plan, to prepare all of the pieces that you're using, to learn all of the rhymes, to learn all of the songs, to learn all of the dances, because you have to know what you're doing. Otherwise, preschoolers and toddlers are not going to follow you. And just, they hate it. and you are sitting there, or at least for me, I'm sitting there in this room with 60 disinterested preschoolers and their parents just watching and being like, oh, I'm so not on board with this situation. And, you know, you get used to it and you really sort of figure out how to deal with that situation. So going back to my planner, right now I'm putting in my little dinner tracker, and this carrot sticker made me laugh so hard when I first saw it. He's basically just sort of like a I don't even know what he's doing. It's like a really dramatic, like, is kind of what I see when I look at him. But I really enjoyed that little carrot. And he's orange. He kind of fits in right with my theme. So I'm just sectioning out the area that I use to keep track of my dinners. And with that, my trackers are pretty much done. That little sidebar is the bulk of what I am doing. So I'm going to pop in and put in a few different reminders for different things that are going on this week. Like, it's the beginning of the month, so all of my bills are due, and I have these super cute little bill tracker stickers from the Coffee Monsters Co. And that's a little shop on Etsy. Well, it's not a little shop, it's a huge shop on Etsy. And so I'm just gonna pop that down to, you know, a little reminder to myself that I need to pay my bills, because bills are important, basically. So I'm gonna do that, and then pop in a few other bits and pieces for the things that are going on this week in terms of paperwork that's due, bills that are due, all of that kind of stuff. I just kind of have a lot of little loose ends that are kind of coming in. I'm also going to pop in my reminders for this channel, for the upload schedule that I try to keep with Journal Mojo, which is Wednesday and Saturday is what I'm going for. I think I started doing this in February, and I think I've only missed two uploads, 2 or 3 maybe. And, you know, every once in a while, just life gets in the way, and that's just gotta be fine. Like, last week was a big old hot mess, and, well, I guess actually maybe more specifically this week, this current week that we're in, was just a big mess, but that's okay. I've got some health insurance documents that are due this week, so I need to make sure that I get those in so we don't lose health insurance, because that would be unfortunate. And yeah, just kind of hanging out. So I'm like watching the footage back for this. It's, you know what? This is weird. It's probably going to be super awkward and a little, let's go with awkward. It's going to be a little awkward. This is the first time that I'm trying this, like, in my head, concept-wise. It sounded great, so we shall see how it plays out. But, you know, I thought maybe if I can just focus on talking, then that would be great. And then if I can just focus on actually doing my planner, that would also be great, because kind of doing the two of them together can sometimes be a little bit like my brain is all over the place, and it just feels a little difficult to remember where I am in each piece. And I also just realized while I was doing this that the 5th is the day that the Animal Crossing 2.0 update happens. Is it the 2.0? I don't actually really know what it's called, but it's the big Animal Crossing update. So they're adding Brewster into the museum. You can do farming and cooking. It's going to build out Harv's Island with all of the rotating NPC characters that come through, and I am jazzed. I am so excited about this. This is also when the DLC is coming out, which I 100% will be getting. I love Animal Crossing. I play a lot of it. Other than work, it's what I spend most of my time doing, is Animal Crossing. It's so relaxing. It's so soothing. I have really hideous insomnia, so when I'm up in the middle of the night, it is one of those like really relaxing things that I can do where I'm not so aggravated that I can't sleep, basically. So I'm just making a little note for myself that the 5th is when that is happening, and it's a little something to look forward to for next week. I'm also going to go ahead and pop in a little bit of decoration down in the bottom corner. I'm using the same, I don't know if it's Tulik or Tulke sticker pack that I have been using for this month. This is my main sticker pack for the month. So I got these on Amazon. They're really nice little washi stickers. It comes in a big, huge set, so you get a ton at a time. But I'm just kind of fiddling around, deciding what I'm going to do. I was so jazzed and excited about this that I actually haven't even put in any of my events for the week, which is totally fine. But I'm just kind of playing around a little bit to figure out what kind of floral plant situation I want to kind of go with my little orange theme. I had picked out some a little bit earlier and ended up not really liking the way that those were fitting together, so I'm gonna pop out some other ones and see what else I can work with. It was looking very red and I want it to be more orange is kind of what I'm going for. And you know, these sticker packs come with so much stuff that there's just a lot of different things to choose from. There's a lot of different routes and avenues that you can go. Like, I really love that little combination with the little flower and the bigger kind of fork looking flower thing that it is. It's pretty cute, pretty adorable. But I think I'm gonna go with something that's a little bit more orangey, a little bit more just sort of like botanical and leafy. There we go. That's what we're going with. Okay, so that is looking beautiful. And I'm just going to touch up my little line to mark out my dinner tracker. When the washi sticker kind of sits on top of it, because it's sort of a white hazy background, it just kind of makes it look a little bald in that area, which I don't particularly love. So now I'm just going in and double checking to see what events I have going on this week. And I've got one really big one, and it's really not mine, but I'm just sort of on standby for support. But my younger sister is having surgery, so my mom and I are going to be there while all of that is going on. So that's basically my Tuesday, and probably my Wednesday as well is going to just be support for my sister. So I'm gonna have to schedule some stuff around. I also 100% forgot how to spell surgery, and I actually had to go get up and look it up because I could not remember. I was like Surgery, and neither of them looked or sounded right, so I did look it up, and it is ERY. So that's cool. And I mean, fun fact, the first test that I ever failed in school was a spelling test for 3-letter words, and I was in the 3rd grade. I was in the 3rd grade and I failed a spelling test for 3-letter words. It was rough. I had a really tough time with all of that when I was younger. So I'm gonna pop in and do a list for my little Sunday reset. Sunday is the day that I take to do all of my house chores, basically. Laundry, the floor, cleaning out the fridge for the week. If I need to bathe my dog, that's when that happens. And I used to have a little cleaning sticker that I used to denote it, but I've run out of those and I haven't repurchased them. So I'm just gonna pop in a little title and a little list of sort of like the big key items that I want to get done for Sunday. And I really like having Sundays to do all of this sort of stuff on, because if I don't, it just, everything is so hectic afterwards. The week that follows is just chaotic. Like, nothing has been done, everything is messy and kind of dirty, none of the laundry is done. It just gets really, really chaotic really fast. So having my Sundays as like a protected little day to reset myself, reset my home, is really, really important to me and the way that I function through the week, basically. so for my final step, I'm just gonna go in and highlight everything. This is the color for my month. It's the Tombow dual brush pen in 946. I think technically it's golden ochre is the color, but it's a really nice sort of like pumpkin-y, yellow, orangey kind of color, and I really like it. It's really nice, it's really bright, it's really fun. It is just nice, and it's especially a nice change from the gray that I did in October. That I did not really enjoy that color for the month, which is unfortunate because gray is my favorite color, but it just felt sort of like sad and a little like bleh for the month. Well, I think that is pretty much that. I am feeling ready and set up for a brand new week, so I hope that this was fun and interesting. It's something a little bit different, so definitely leave me some comments, some feedback on what you thought of this, like as a concept, as a method of filming. I would love to hear your opinions. That would be great. And because I'm really just figuring this out as I go, basically. Flying by the seat of my pants. So anyway, that is pretty much that. I am ready for a new week. So if you liked this video, give it a thumbs up. If you'd like to see more from me, then subscribe and come back and check on me. That would be wonderful. I would love that. I hope that you guys have a wonderful week, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.